Opposition of ban smoking. Essentially, the government in the status quo has done a good job to gradually and naturally reduce the number of smokers by giving education to establish self-awareness and at the same time providing personal choice. So, basically, there is no problem in the status quo that makes it so urgent to ban smoking because the mechanism in the status quo has been proven effective enough to gradually reduce the number of smokers, and banning it was only going to disrespect, undermine, and violate the right of these individuals to believe in their personal value of self-determination, priority, and body autonomy right. That's why we should not ban smoking. Now, let's move on to my one point of contention. Why it is not justifiable to ban smoking? Okay, individual or rational actor who typically makes decisions based on an assessment of the harm and the benefits of their choices. Every individual, every society, and even every country has their own culture that they respect. This culture is developed from the personal value of communal value that is believed by this individual or by this society. This value determines their way of living, their way of achieving their welfare and happiness, and which the way on how each individual or each society achieving their happiness and welfare from one individual to other individual or from one society to other society must be different because each individual and each society has different set of value that contract their own culture. It means if this individual or this society is forced to do an activity or to not do an activity that is different from the value that they believe in, then instead of getting the welfare or happiness that is expected, most likely this individual will not be happy or not feel that their welfare is being fulfilled because they like to attain welfare under the mechanism of value that they believed in is being violated by the imposition of this arbitrary law by the authority. Value in most of individual and society is the most important thing in their life. In fact, for most of them, value is their purpose of life. It means that they are even willing to sacrifice the most important basic right that they have in order to be able to practice the value that they believe in. The Prime Minister from the affirmative side of the House said that it would be the mandate that is given by the society to the government to prioritize on which right that is more important to be given to the society. But we believe that it should not be like that because the government is not this individual. This government should never consider that the definition of welfare under the perspective of the government would be similar like the definition of welfare under the perspective of this individual. What government might think as the best practice of value would not be considered as the best practice of value by this individual because this individual has different concept of welfare. Now, let's move on to my 2 point of contention. Why does status quo mechanism still a more appropriate approach to respond this issue? Under the status quo mechanism, in providing the implementation of personal choice, the to the society, the government should ensure ensure three key elements as the primary ingredient in ensuring the providing of personal choice to the society is legitimate. First, the government should ensure that the personal choice that is provided by the government is an informed choice. The second important element in the providing of personal choices, the government should ensure that the choice that is made is under voluntarily consent. The last important key element of personal choices, a good personal choice should always be accommodated and facilitated with access mechanism. It means when the citizen want to stop from the personal choice, the government will provide full assistance to them by facilitating all of the accommodation needed in the exit mechanism to help them to stop from the addiction of smoking. In the government rehabilitation clinic in the hospital, that be taken care of by some professional doctor. So our model of proposal is more just survival because we respect the personal value of these individuals to decide to fill in their life with the value that they believe in, while at the same time the government still also being informative by still providing all the information needed related to the consequence that might happen if they choose this activity. Okay, that's all. Thank you for watching. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.